A man once made a small mistake during a public broadcast, just one minor factual error. Most people would have forgotten it within minutes. One listener didn't. She was furious. She sat down and wrote a letter filled with criticism, insults, and anger. Every sentence seemed designed to attack him personally. When he read it, his first instinct was the same instinct most people would have. Defend yourself, correct her, fire back, prove her wrong. Instead, he did something completely different. Within minutes, the angry stranger was apologizing. The hostility disappeared. And before the conversation ended, she had become one of his supporters. The reason reveals something that most people quietly crave every day. He picked up the phone and called her. He didn't argue. He didn't explain. He didn't defend himself. He admitted the mistake, thanked her for caring enough to write. And then he told her something simple. He understood exactly why she felt the way she did. Almost immediately, the tension vanished, because beneath all the anger, she wasn't looking for a fight. She was looking for understanding. And that desire is far more common than most people realize. He picked up the phone and called her. He didn't argue. He didn't explain. He didn't defend himself. He admitted the mistake, thanked her for caring enough to write, and then he told her something simple. He understood exactly why she felt the way she did. Almost immediately, the tension vanished, because beneath all the anger, she wasn't looking for a fight. She was looking for understanding. And that desire is far more common than most people realize. Think about how rarely people feel truly understood. When someone complains, gets upset, or raises their voice, our natural reaction is often to push back. We explain, we justify, we correct, we defend. In other words, we meet their frustration with more resistance, and resistance creates more resistance. The conflict grows, the emotion intensifies, the distance between people gets wider. But underneath most anger lies something surprisingly simple, a desire to have feelings acknowledged, a desire to have someone say, "I understand why you feel that way." When people receive that, much of the fight disappears. This need begins early in life. Think about a child showing off a scraped knee. The injury may be small, but the child wants attention, comfort, understanding, a little sympathy. And while we grow older, that need never really leaves. It just changes form. Adults tell stories about difficult weeks, health problems, stressful situations, disappointments, bad luck. And beneath many of those stories sits a quiet hope that someone will listen and say, "That sounds difficult." The hunger to feel understood doesn't disappear with age. In many ways, it grows stronger. That's why one simple sentence can be so powerful. When someone is upset, try saying, "I don't blame you for feeling that way. If I were in your position, I would probably feel the same." Those words contain no argument, no defense, no counterattack. You're not admitting guilt. You're not surrendering your position. You're simply acknowledging that their emotions make sense from where they're standing. And that's often enough to lower the temperature immediately, because the moment people feel understood, they stop fighting quite so hard to prove themselves. Of course, there's an important condition. The sympathy has to be genuine. People can detect fake understanding almost instantly. They know when you're only pretending to listen while waiting for your turn to talk. They know when your sympathy is really just a bridge to, "But here's why you're wrong." Real sympathy requires something harder. It requires imagination, the willingness to step into another person's situation, to consider their pressures, their experiences, their fears, their frustrations. To honestly ask yourself what the world might look like from where they're standing. When you do that, something changes. The conversation becomes less about winning and more about connecting. Most people are starving for this, not agreement, not praise, not victory, understanding. And because so few people offer it, the person who does immediately stands out. So before your next argument, criticism, or difficult conversation, pause for a moment. Ask yourself a simple question. If I were them, how would I feel? Then let them know you understand. You may discover that understanding accomplishes what arguments never could. People often forget our words, but they rarely forget the feeling of being understood.